Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about the who, what, where, when, why, and how of all of this. Saturn, Jupiter conjunction happening here in Capricorn. X marks the spot. What is this all about? It's, to me, why this one is so significant compared to the rest of them. We've already been through Saturn and Jupiter meeting as Nibiru, which can be confusion. That's really Babylonian. And also the flesh and the spirit coming together. This is being in the right place at the right time. And it's about this X. And it's about the solar eclipses that happen. We had one in 2017, and we'll have the other one in 2024. But what's really going on is 2020 on the winter solstice. Saturn and Jupiter will be here in Capricorn. The Sun and Mercury are going to be here at the solstice line. Actually, it's right here. And Saturn and Jupiter will be about right here, just entering into these signs. Saturn represents time. Jupiter represents space or location. It's being in the right place at the right time. So the who are Saturn and Jupiter. The when is the 2020 at the winter solstice, 12/21. Now the where. The where is Capricorn. That's represented by North America. Jupiter represents Europe, and Saturn represents North America. Saturn is North America, and Jupiter is Europe. When the two become one. In Capricorn. This is going to happen in North America. That's why these two eclipses are so important, because it happens right in the middle of these two eclipses that make an X over North America. In Kentucky, Paducah, Kentucky, in that neighborhood. My people, let me do this. Can I get this to come up? I don't want to do it. I can't get it displayed. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, as wise as serpents, and my people perish for a lack of knowledge. And this is true. I call it the time of our visitation. Had you known the time of your visitation, you would have not suffered your house to be broken into. This thing can go either way, and it's going to happen on an individual basis. It's going to happen on a big basis, but on individually, because there's so much going on here. North America is represented by Capricorn. So this is going down here. We're the ones most affected by it. We're the marker. We're America. A mark, karma, and America are all the same word Kabbalistically. Karma and a mark are reversed. A mark, karma. It's just reversed. So this is about time and location. It's about taking a chance. It's about gambling. It's about a pair of dice. We have to take a chance here. This is going to be the time of our visitation. We're in this time now, from here to here. But this is what I call the MV, the main event. That's going to determine the outcome of all of this. And it's, like I said, it's going to happen on a generational level, but at the same time, it's going to happen on individual levels, depending on your natal chart, how it affects you. What are you supposed to be doing? What's your part? Do you know the script? And do you know your part in it? The script is the alchemical magic wheel of the zodiac. Your natal chart is your script, so that you know what your parts are. Do you know your lines? And we've not been given the script. We've been given an old script. The scripts they're giving us aren't even the play that's going on right now. They are hiding everything. And you remember who they are in the dark crystal. This is Empire. Empire is afraid. Empire has always been afraid. It's a hunger for power, but that underlying, that foundation stone is fear. You need to know what your foundation stone is. Don't build your house on sand. You're supposed to build it on the rock. Sand just goes right through your fingers. They call it the sands of time, which is Saturn. They've given that metaphor to Saturn. The days of our lives. Soap operas, oh my goodness. The Guiding Light, that's about Balaam. The days of our lives, time, Saturn. Everything we've been given are the proper things. We've just been given it in the profane way. I want to talk about Saturn and Jupiter for a minute, because Jupiter rules Pisces, but he also rules Sagittarius. But Saturn rules both of these houses. This is your double serpent, the double wisdom. This is North and South America, literally. These are Europe. This didn't used to be. You can tell by the builders what all of this, where everything came from. Source and where everything came from. And they've literally lied to us about everything. Mars rules these two. Oops. It's doing it again. See if I can get it to come back. No, I always have to do that. I don't know why, what I'm doing that's triggering that. Well, didn't need that, but since it's popped up, we'll look at it this way. Right now, we're currently on the mutable cross. You need to write these down, these symbols here, because you're going to see them in play. And remember, in sigil magic, they can take these same symbols and put them together. So this would make, in one instance, two barbells, two dumbbells, right? You put this circle with this circle. Let's take a look at the fixed cross. It's more angular. See how they do it? See the difference between masculine and feminine in them? And then you have the cardinal cross. Let's talk about the three crosses. You have the mutable cross. This is the age we're in. It's ruled by Jupiter. He's MJ, mutable Jupiter. Michael Jordan. Everything. It's just MJ. You see this all the time. Then we have the fixed cross. That's ruled by Saturn. And then we have the cardinal cross. That's ruled by Saturn. This is paradise. This is South America, Europe. This is the EU. This is South America, and this is North America. NASA, anyone? Anyone? Today you will be with me in paradise. That's what that means. Thalem's right here, between these two. He's on the cross, he's here. He represents both houses just like Saturn. Saturn, Thalem. Serpent on the cross. I do believe Venus, if anybody in the chakra system represented, it's the heart, and Venus has a correlation with Saturn and Thalem, not Mercury, because Mercury played his card here with Pisces, even though he rules over here. In the symbol of the Baphomet, you find, I'll do that one again too, you got Saturn. It's all there. Everything I'm telling you right here is symbolically, alchemically, metaphorically represented in the symbol of the Baphomet. These two ages. NASA, North America, South America. They've got you playing the space game. We're in the space age. I've done this. But I have a lot of new subs who don't get the game yet. Wow. I wish you'd really stop doing that. Alright. Space age. Figured it out. Now I don't want to write. We're in the space age. You take the S. This is always the symbol that's telling you something. So in alchemy, we would shift it to the end. It's Pig Latin. So it's the space age, and all this stuff they give us on the TV, which is the 2022, is to pace the ages. You move the ace. They're pacing the ages. The world ages. We're being really advanced, really fast. They're having to pace the age. We're playing catch up. They give you all these word games to play. Boggle, Scrabble, all these twist of words and words within words games to teach your brain to do this. But everybody's too busy watching the TV or in their lives, going to their jobs with their loved ones. But very few actually have the time to sit down and really look at and listen to everything. We're playing catch up. It's Heinz. The slogan was anticipation. It's anticipation. They're pacing the ages. Not everybody's going to make it. If you can't catch up, you got to catch up. You got to catch. Are you seeing it? Catch up. There are just words within words, but they messed with our alphabets. Number one, there is no C. There's no X. There's no Q. They've just jumbled a lot of things in there. It's like the U, the V said U, and then it said V, and then it went back to saying W. And this is magic. This is a very special letter that came into the alphabet. It's given this W and the W. It's numbers 23. It's the 23rd. The who, what, where, when, why, and how all start with W, but how, and it's on the end and doesn't say W. It's a silent. The silent letters speak. That ha, the ha. Arabic really turned me on to all of this. So anytime you see certain letters, S, W, T, even the vowels, they all have particular meanings. And then they're implemented in the zodiac above. Cardinal cross. This is really representation to me of them. Watch how they use them. The different lodges with the different crosses. This thing don't want to work at all. I have no idea why this is lagging the way it is and just not cooperating. I've got crappy equipment, but I'm trying to get the job done. So, 2020, this is going down in North America. It's going to be the focal point. It's going to be about government, politics, religion, and manifestation. Something new. We're in the middle of 2020 is in the middle of those two eclipses, hitting at the heart of the matter. And if you want to say North America is in Baphomet, the head of the goat, then Paducah, Kentucky's the frickin' pineal gland. So what are we going to see? The opportunities here are endless. And it can go all light, all dark, or a mixture. But nobody is going to be able to look to somebody. This is the time of the 10 virgins. Do you have oil in your lamp? Don't be caught with your pants down. All these sayings for so long are now coming into play. A paradise. It's take a chance. I live in Paradise City, in the middle of Sin City. When I walk out my door, I see these 3 big buildings right here on the strip, and they have crosses on them that are lit up at night. I'm sitting here looking at Golgotha every night. I'll have to walk out there and film it and show it to you. I've been meaning and planning to do this, but I make videos like this when the Spirit moves me to do it. It's the muse. You channel the muse. The message comes, you give it out. It's not time yet. It's not Saturn yet. You need to learn to make your brain think on multiple levels at one time. Multitasking. And ironically, no offense, this is easier for women than men. We can go in a kitchen and have everything going at one time. But a man goes in there and he cooks one thing at a time. He has to make it linear. And then nothing's done at the same time. We just think differently. Now, some women think like men and some men think like women. This don't account for everybody, but just generally, it's in our DNA the way we were created. And that is just bullshit that we were all created equal. That couldn't be further from the truth. We're all created independently. We have sovereignty. But we have sovereignty within the whole. Everything here is upside down and backwards, and we need to catch up. Funny. Why did they call it catch up? They could have called it anything, but they called it catch up. Doesn't have anything to do with tomatoes or sauce. I mean, why would you call it ketchup? Where did this freaking word come from? These are the kinds of questions I used to ask when I was little. Where did this word come from? Why do we call it that? Why do we call it ketchup? And then they give you 7-Up. There you go. And it's got the red sign, Saturn. Everything is right in our faces. Then they put these symbols, these logos on these products because they know subconsciously Pluto, we're attracted to them. And we know what they mean. Some more than others, depending on your cross. Depending on your natal chart, where your planets are positioned. This is why some people like mustard and some people like ketchup. And then there's the mayonnaise. Do you know which are which? Do you know the difference between mayonnaise, mustard, and ketchup in astrology? Now, isn't this weird? But everything is connected to everything. And after all, our condiments, our condiments, meant mind, words within words. All right, there's my who, what, where, when, why, and how of 2020. It's time to play catch up. Go get you a 7-Up. U and the W. Get your cross, your circles, and get ready. Because this is an opportunity that we can actually take control and manifest what the next 20 years of our life are going to be. And especially those with Pluto and Virgo. That's why I recommend Jeffrey Wolf Green, and because he's the authority on that. I respect him more than any other astrologer I've ever studied. I think he's absolutely fabulous. He gets it. He accepts it. I don't think he really got the logistics of it all, but he understood the big picture. He sees it. He knows it. He knows it. He saw it for himself. And I'm learning the same thing. As I'm doing all of your crosses, it's like I'm meeting you personally. And then I'm seeing the differences between you and why one who's born on the same day but a different year is a completely different person. That's why the horoscopes in the newspapers are not going to work. I was born on the same day as Michelle Obama. I was born on the same day as Jim Carrey, Benjamin Franklin, Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King. So, we're all different because we all have our own cross, our own burdens to bear. And a lot of us have been toting others' burdens, and we wonder why. Maybe it's because we've been carrying the wrong crosses. I can't emphasize this enough. I'm being attacked by Christians, astrologers. Other astrologers freaking hate me because I strip away the traditions of men. I use the alchemy and I can see through it. And this is what I want you to get. More than getting your crosses, I want you to be able to see through this. See it for yourself. You had to be there. I don't know, a lot of people were there and didn't see a damn thing. But I'm going to tell you what, your subconscious does. Pluto sees it. That's why they throw all the symbolism and the hidden stuff and the images on TV and in art. Because you awake physically, mentally don't see it. But in your subconscious, it's there. It's embedded. It's visual images that affect us. It's 7-Up. It's Catch Up. It's a VW. And it's all symbology. Before the alphabet, everything was symbols. Because that's how the world was created, through logos. We're told that in the New Testament. This is the power. This is where all the power comes from the logos, from the symbols. That's why the God of thou shalt not told you, thou shalt have no graven images, no logos, no symbols. Because he's afraid of them. He's stripping you of power if you have no logos. All right. 2020. Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. Being in the right place at the right time. And we're all here. It's North America. This is the where. And I've told you the when. And it's a chance. We'll have to take a gamble. Take that paradise and roll it. And see what happens. You just might get what you asked for.